Hey guys, Anthony, 4x4 Diesel. This is a video on the transmission fluid oil change. Now, you're going to need a scan tool or something to read the transmission temperature, or to find the procedure to put the wire in the pins, etc, to get it into the mode to check the fluid level. I just use a scan tool and set it by temperature. Now, the plugs you need to know about is, this is the a750f transmission, the 5-speed. Okay, so if you look from under the pan on the driver's side below the catalytic converter, straight up there, can you see that filler plug? That's your filler plug right in the middle of the picture now, 24mm. Get the light in there, 24mm up there. It's got an O-ring on it. You can usually reuse it, but you may want to replace it. Now, down here on the pan, you've got your drain plug at the back corner there. That's the 14mm, and to set the level or check the level, set the level plug closest to the middle of the picture. That's around about a 5mm Allen key. So what we're going to do, we're going to take the filler plug out first to make sure we can get it out. We're going to take the drain plug out and then the check plug out, let it all drain out. To flush the system, the best way is to drop it, refill it, run it, drop it, etc. and carry on until you're happy with how clean it is. And then when you finally set the level, you need to, I'll do that and then I'll get back to it, so sit tight, keep watching. Alright guys, so what we've done, we've cracked all three plugs loose, and that's the oil draining. That's the colour of the oil. It's still fairly red. Okay, it's still got quite a bit of colour and it's not brown or black. That's when you drive the vehicle correctly, right? So if you drive it right, that's what you're going to get. That is, keep torque converter lock and don't push it on windy roads. Instead of pushing the accelerator and the brakes hard, one then the other, just be smooth and consistent. You're going to save your whole vehicle, not only the transmission oil. This transmission oil is done, I believe, around about 80,000 Ks, and I was going to leave it for a lot longer, except we did some other work where I had to check the level. So because I'm checking the level, I'm just dropping it out once and refilling it. You can see the best way to judge the colour is not against the black seat, the bottom against the yellow of the hoist. That's your best place to get. You can see how red it is. Look at it now. Like, you know, it's hard depending which way the light's on it. You can see how red it is. So, look, you don't need a transmission cooler unless you don't know how to drive. It is optional. You can use a transmission cooler. It will run cooler, but in some conditions like the southern end of Australia and New Zealand, you're going to end up with it running cold. It's not designed to run cold, it needs to be running at the optimum temperature. So they really want to get it up to temperature, that's why it runs through the radiator. So just be aware when you're fitting coolers for cool conditions, your transmission is always going to be running cold, which may not be the best thing for it, something to think about. So what we're going to do now, the oil's drained, we're going to remove this check plug. This basically has got an upside down tube, a tube going up in the pan. How do I explain it to you? It's say welded at the bottom there, and it goes up to the height the oil's meant to be. So once the drain plug's back in, that one at the back corner there, when you have the engine running and it's at the right temperature and you've put it through the gears and you're back in park with the engine running and it overflows and it just drips out that hole, that'll be the correct level by overflowing at the right level. That way you can't really get it wrong. Make sure the vehicle's on level ground, etc, etc. A lot of precautions you need to take, so you should always refer to the manufacturer workshop manual, but to give you a rough idea what needs to be done, that's what's involved. Right guys, so we're going to get on with it. Have a nice day. See ya. Hope that helps. Alright, so after you're done, it's going to pretty much look like that. We've got our filler plug back in the transmission up there. That light up there, it's back in. And these new washers on the plugs, and we're going to give that a bit of a wipe and a clean, yet to be done. Now the only other tips I can really give you are, you probably should drive the vehicle till your transmission temperature gets up to about 40 degrees before you drop it out. That's a good temperature, so then you've got it set close to where you want it to be to reset this level later. And make sure you go for a good road test, come back and check you got no leaks. So what we're going to do is clean up this with a bit of brake cleaner, so that it's bone dry like the rest of the vehicle, clean and dry, the way we like to keep it, and then you know you've got no leaks. Alright guys, hope that's helped. See ya. There it is, after we've used the brake cleaner to wipe and evaporate the last of the oil up. The last thing you want is transmission fluid, smell burning of transmission fluid, and then you're not sure if you've got a leak, what have you done? So give it a good clean up so it looks like that when you're done. Alright guys, have a nice day. See ya.